My name is Madanga. I'm the current PBAC Organizing Secretary. Road safety is a topic that we'll need to discuss today, tomorrow, and in coming years. Road safety starts with you and me. Before you hop on your bike, make sure you're mentally prepared. Make sure you have all the gears. You have your helmet, you have your jacket, you have your knee guard, you have your boots. Ladies and gentlemen, and when you're on the road, please share the road. Be mindful of guys who have cars so that the guys who have cars can be mindful of you, because you cannot misbehave as a biker and you expect those who are in cars not to misbehave. So let's remove that norm that bikers have tendencies of misbehaving on the road. I lost a very good friend of mine due to road accident. In fact, I'm wearing his shirt. Let me show you. For those who know him, this guy was a very charismatic guy. In fact, he's the only guy who told me, Madanga wacha ufala. Huwezi kuwa unachoma clutch each and every time. You're not a newbie. Unasikia? And we created a very strong bond. We used to joke, laugh in our cool biker group. We used to enda Narok, Nyamachoma. There was one time, Sammy Goodluck took me home all the way where I stay. All the way from, those guys who were on that road, wanajua vizuri what happened. Especially if you're wearing specs and your eyesight is not very good during the night. Sammy was like, hey, let me escort you home. And it was very sad. It was very sad. We lost him. Sammy, good luck. Wherever you are, ride. Continue riding with the angels, man. We love you. For those guys who have cars, behind a helmet, there is a father. Behind a helmet, there is a son. There is a daughter. There is a doctor. Be mindful. Be very mindful. 100% mindful on the road. So that this doctor, father, husband, wife, like you, sort of reach home to their family members. Spartans, Nyumba Kumis, bikers, remember, road safety starts with you. Let us be careful, especially this season. Let us be 100% extra careful. And remember, live life at full throttle.
It's good that you remember road crash victims the world over. I think the biker still in our hearts is Koi Gitonga and Victor Munene, gone too soon. For team, we still support you on your journey to get back into your life after your crash. These are crashes, not accidents, so that means they're preventable. So there's a lot of blame to go around from road users, driving schools, police service, people who construct and maintain our roads. It's disappointing that year in, year out, these numbers just go higher. Disappointing.
Oh, it's on. Okay, you hold it when you're answering. Okay, so the next question would be if any of us has ever been affected by a road traffic accident, and how.
My parents were involved in a road accident. How many years ago? It was in 2008. And it was one of those trips they went, it was a quick return. Like they were going to Kakamega, spend the night. No, did they spend the night? They were traveling back at night. And the driver, because they had hired a van so that they don't have to drive themselves when they're tired. But it's like that guy never really rested. So I think he was also sleepy. But now the accident, when it happened, the guy who alipatana Eastern head on me, I think it's part of those trauma things you block. You're like, I don't want to know more information. But the guy was drunk. And
The other driver
was drunk. But so my dad passed away the following morning. Another guy they had traveled with passed away. Then my mom a week later passed away.
Oh, that's how you lost your parents.
Yeah. For the longest time, I couldn't go Nakuru Naivasha highway without thinking about that.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think that's how road accidents have affected me. Yeah. Out here, my brothers are traveling on the road. I'm like, do you really have to go? But now we're better. We are.
You're also
Yeah.
better on the road.
Yes. Yeah.
Mine is you guys have seen I have a tattoo for William on my back. Mine is my bestie. So in 2016 he just left, like he was leaving the house. Then he never came back, and then we got the call. So I don't know if a truck driver was drunk or he was asleep, but it was a hit and run. The guy never braked, never stopped to even check if he was dead, never, just ran over his car and drove off. So what happened is somebody picked up his phone and called the last person who so he died on the spot. He had just had his son who never got to like know him, because when he died his child was less, what's it, like, had just turned 1 year old, and now the son is 9 and has never got to meet him, and will never get to know who he really was, because he was too young to understand who he was. And that's just how that story ended. Like, it never even got to start. He never got to be a dad, and he will never get to be a dad. Just ended like that. Yeah. Just,
What about you?
oh, we've given you. Why do you have that face? Like, we've given all the sad
you
ones.
told us to
I started driving like 2015, 14, like legally. And
So you were driving illegally before that?
yeah, like I was being trained by somebody's son.
Oh, that's what they're called.
Yeah. The reason I don't really like Thika Road is when you're joining Thika Road from, I think it's called Wangari Maathai, the road that brings you from Parklands. Yeah. So Apo Integrity Center. It's usually, is it not Integrity Center? What is it called? The Jubilee House. What is it called? You know that house, that building. So there's that where cars that are coming from the sides of Garas and is in a turn for our audience from the UK that are turning to join, I think it's Kiambu Road.
Mutaiga.
Yeah, Mudaiga. It's Integrity Center.
No, Integrity is Valley Road.
Jubilee. It's Jubilee. Yeah. That
that
intersection.
Yeah.
Like there are cars joining from this side, and then there are others that are coming from this side wanting to go the other side. So what happened is, what happened was, guys are like joining Thika Road really, really fast, and from this mirror that says, it's called the rear view mirror, you could see the person behind me was coming really fast, and the person who was in front was trying to brake, and you can't just get this. Was people are trying to join this to go into Kiambu Road. So like split second, and yeah, I made an accident. We made an accident.
It was the accident.
I realized, it was an accident. And I'm like, the whole reason why, I think this guy, in retrospect, I think that maybe they were racing, or because they all just went, like nobody even stopped.
So they hit and ran.
Yeah. And so that was my first like accident that I'm actually kind of like a part of, and I was so stranded. I remember not like all these things you're told, switch off the car, put the triangle, the VNC thing, and like at that point I'm like, I'm okay. Like you're feeling like you're not supposed to be okay, but I was okay.
Yeah.
The car had some dents, obviously. There were other cars, like there were 2 other cars involved, and then we're just checking the environment and everything is okay. So I called a few people and everything was sorted out. But like that shook me, and I think till date, like when someone is telling me to meet them somewhere along Thika Road, I'm like, ni must, like I just have developed an attitude towards that road, or a phobia, and when I'm on Thika Road, naenda na nyuki ama naenda na turn hivi, I go to, Garissa, whatever. But I think that's the first my encounter with accidents, and that's what I'm saying, like the avoidable. So from that point I felt like more education about what to and what not to do in the situation, because even like when we were recording statements, there were things that were changing after the fact, and So I remember lying that I have a dash cam just to try and make sure that the story doesn't change. But yeah, everything got sorted, and I think it took me a while to get behind the wheel. Like even up to now, I think when I sold my car, I had to buy another car. I'm comfortable riding, but I think it just showed me like things can change in a split second. Like that was truly for me. So yeah, that's my experience with accidents personally, but I'm sure indirectly there have also been other experiences that, yeah. Well, the next question was about what would you like to see change from a road safety perspective in Kenya?
Personally, what I'd like to see change is the way we handle road traffic accident investigations. Well, I think we do a really
Shoddy job.
one team.
And sometimes
I wouldn't say shoddy. Maybe it's that we don't have the capacity.
no way. So
I think it leaves, we have gaps.
huge
Yeah.
ones.
We have gaps because like in the case I just gave, justice has never been served. It's been 9 years. The guys have never been caught, and I can honestly say it happened near those cameras. Like we got a private investigators, we got the footage for the accident, all of these things are there, but nothing has ever been done, and it's just a shame. That's all I'll say. It's a shame.
Yeah, I think I can add on to that because same case for us till today. Still, the court date just keeps moving. You just like you accept. You find a way to accept and just move on.
Yeah, I think for me, I would say more mindfulness on the road, like especially, and I think this is like to the biking community. A lot of people saying biking is therapy and all, but for me, biking is a place where like I'm more focused, I'm more mindful when I'm on the road, I'm more alert, I'm more attentive. And if I can be all those things and I am scanning the road 360, okay, I'm saying 360 because also the mirrors and all that. Like if I'm that attentive and mindful and also enjoying the ride, why can't other people do the same? I feel like it's such a simple thing to ask for, because most of these things are avoidable in the fact that if you're driving and texting, obviously you're not, you're not giving your full attention on the road. Like it's a microsecond and somebody's life could be lost just because you had to respond to that text.
Exactly.
You guys, what else do you think?
It's something we always keep saying.
Share the road.
Share the
road.
That is the gospel
Share the road.
of sharing the road.
Right of way, it doesn't matter. Just be mindful. Be kind. Be mindful. Yeah. Kama uko kwa jam, hauendi pale. Utabaki kwa jam. Let me pass.